From the street, this house feels like a towering block of concrete that makes you pause. Yet, the wooden slates hint at something softer and inviting. Today, we're exploring a 11,000 square feet home with 7 bedrooms and 9 bathrooms, where scale meets intention. The ground floor sets a relaxing tone with a poolside entertainment and wellness retreat, complete with 2 suites and a private home office. Above that, the first floor becomes the social heart, with living, dining, and kitchen flowing as public spaces. The second floor retreats into privacy, housing the family's bedrooms. And at the very top, the rooftop transforms into another scenic spot designed for gathering. My name is Alex Lee and I am from Design Seeds. Before we begin, a friendly reminder, if you're not clicked on the subscribe button yet, do it now and stay in the loop for more upcoming design and architecture related contents. With an intentional arrival, a side entrance slips into the private home office, while the main door reveals the home, a deliberate split between work and personal family life. Designed by the same architects behind the Kami House, this is another study in light and greenery.
People would think a big house is dark, but there's always an attraction point. There's always the light that sort of catches your attention and then makes you want to explore.
The entrance doesn't reveal the house all at once. Instead, you're greeted by a series of stairs and subtle teasers of the spaces within. As you look deeper into the home, a glimpse of a swimming pool appears on the lower level, quietly drawing you inward.
So from the main door directly, you are given 2 choices. One, the top one is more on a private area, basically. So for the ground level, it's mainly for hosting and entertainment. So when we throw a party, the guests would just directly go down without bothering the upstairs as well. So there is a division of space, and we clearly identify what is public, what is private.
This space takes on the character of a man's cave, with personal collectibles proudly on display. Anchored by a bar and lounge that overlooks the swimming pool, the space embraces a relaxed atmosphere designed for unwinding and entertaining. When you step down here, the ceiling design gives it a very tropical feeling.
Yes, it's true. That is our intention because we are on the garden level, so we have a lot of trees. So we want to bring a bit more wood into the interior, so it sort of blurs that boundary, so it kind of feels outdoor as well.
The swimming pool feels like a private jungle retreat, nestled within the lush greenery. On the same floor, a personal gym and sauna are thoughtfully curated for wellness.
We want to be a bit dramatic with it, so the water feature above, actually, it flows down. So the sauna actually has a window where it sort of gives you a feel where you are enjoying a sauna session in a cave. This project is called Jiran. It's a Malay word for neighbor. It's a name that basically represents the whole concept around the house. So the client's brief, when they approached me, they had a huge family. I think they wanted to build a house that's multi-generational. The whole point is creating houses within a plot of land so that they are able to be neighbors. They still have their own privacy, but at the same time, they also are close to each other. The concept also aligns with the way the site works. So the site has a 6-meter drop from the front to the back. So with that in mind, we actually created a staggered platform to reduce the amount of retaining wall required. So it's to make it a bit more cost effective. If you look at the overall layout, once the building is staggered, there's a bridge connection that links all 3 blocks together. Essentially, that creates a loop around the house. So it's kind of like a fun element where the kids are still young and they're able to play hide and seek and all that. But at the same time, because we take in consideration that the house is also catering for older folks. So by doing so, each levels are basically half level instead of a full level. So you're only walking half of the steps compared to a conventional house.
Just half a level up sits the grandparents' room, quietly tucked away for privacy and comfort.
For the grandparents in particular, the grandfather loves outdoor areas. He loves the trees and all that. So we allocated this, we carve out a little space where we introduce a garden for him. So that is interesting aspect of it. And even in the toilet area, we actually built in the bathtub that have a skylight as well, that you're able to look up to the sun, just soak in it.
Taking the first flight of stairs up, you arrive at a spacious dining and kitchen area. When the windows are open fully, the space visually connects to the living area, creating a sense of openness and spatial continuity throughout the home. In between these spaces, a koi pond and a vertical green wall creates calm scenery. As you move through this part of the house, the staircase becomes a framed journey with greenery on both sides.
So every time you walk through the stairs, it's almost like a glass cage where you're able to just look out to the facility. And with this little courtyards, we call it a little courtyards that separates the 2 blocks. So it brings in more light. And at the same time, because the neighbors are all on both and left and right, which is a 3-story building, so we limit the amount of window on the left and right. But instead, we introduce openings towards the courtyard. So we still get a lot of sunlight in by not compromising the privacy as well.
And the vertical garden actually frames up the staircase.
Exactly.
Really nice.
So it's almost like a photo frame, especially when you walk in.
And I like how the staircase is designed transparent and yet you use solid wood.
Correct.
So that's why the top and bottom, as you're going up the stairs, the entire staircase becomes sort of like transparent and yet you see the actual material.
Correct, exactly.
Next to the dining, the living area feels refreshingly open, overlooking a calm pond on the side and greenery on the other. In contrast to the darker dining, a white palette creates a serene, understated atmosphere. This shifts the focus outwards to the outdoor views. I like how this space feels like it's floating in the air with all the greenery.
Yeah, and at the same time, you'll feel grounded because there's this water level just at your feet. So while on one hand, you feel that you're living elevated, and on the other hand, yet you feel like you're still on the ground. So it is a very unique aspect of the house. Because the house is oriented towards the view, the green belt, so to speak, so we try to keep everything very light. So even though this is for safety reason, but while you're sitting on the sofa, you'll still be able to look through the glass. So that's why we introduced this concept where it's French, like inspired by French window. Because traditionally, we will have a normal window height, window sill over here, but that will just destroy the view. So we wanted to really soak in the view, maximizing it, and use the window frame itself as a photo frame for the view.
Hidden wooden panels lead to a karaoke room, finished in warm timber and green tones. The carpeting underfoot enhances the acoustic, creating a cinematic experience right at the home. Want to understand how good design works? Join our Design Team membership program for only $5 and get behind the scenes access, in-depth reels, and our exclusive handbook that breaks down technical design knowledge into practical tips you can apply to your own home. The master bedroom opens into a spacious layout, starting with a stylish walk-in closet and ample storage. Positioned at a tree level, the master bedroom immerses its occupants in greenery. From the space, you can see how the house has been reoriented to face these lush green views on both sides, instead of facing the clubhouse and neighboring houses.
We utilize every inch that we can, so there's a little stairs that goes towards the second floor of the master bedroom. So the master bedroom actually is a duplex. What we did is we even incorporated storages under the staircase itself.
As the bedroom along this side face the street, they are fitted with operable louvers. When open, they animate the facade with different patterns, adding dimensions to the structure. Each bathroom throughout the home is defined by colorful tiles that creates a playful yet aesthetic impression.
Right in the center of the house, in between all the bedrooms, there's a little playful room where the father collects bricks and collects shoes. But in terms of the space itself, it's just a display space as you walk up to the hallway. It's not an empty wall. It's actually a gallery space where you're able to look through the glass box and see these collections that forms the personality of the house. So there are some playful elements in the house. Since there are 3 blocks, we wanted to create 3 different concepts of rooftop area. And since they are staggered, we find the opportunity to give different feature to it. The first one being a lookout point because it's the highest block. But for the middle area where it's slightly bigger already, that's where we allocated a barbecue space. So there's a little bar just inside the house, and then again, you have a sliding door that can open and then just spill out over to the barbecue area. And then lastly, on the last block, where is the biggest one, is basically an area to just relax and play. The kids can play football there. So on the lower level of the building, we have also a massive stone wall that becomes the signature of the house. It's essentially giving you the impression that it has a good solid base that is supporting the building that is floating on top. So that also represents the value of the family, where the parents wanted to be a good foundation for the kids. So they created this look where they have a family names sort of engraved into the stone wall as well. And then the children's bedroom are on top. So it's kind of like an abstract expression of the overall concept as well.
A home like this shows how design can surprise, delight, and nurture. Every staircase, every pocket of greenery, every sunlit room is designed to connect the occupants with one another, with nature, and with moments of quiet and reflection. If you enjoyed this episode and you want to learn more about interior design and architecture related content, please click on the subscribe button to stay tuned to more compelling design episodes. My name is Alex Lee and I am from Design Seeds. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.